Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all, we need y'all to get up in here. We need to touch and agree because there's so much that is going on with Tyrone Davison. When I tell you, all around Tyrone Davison is snakes and foxes. And I think it's snakes and foxes in his relationship with girlfriend Lulu. I'm talking about snakes and foxes in his own family. All right, we're going to come out here and we're going to talk about it all. Are y'all in here? Can I get the blue hearts to represent getting justice for Tyrone Davis, okay? Where them blue hearts at, y'all? Oh, put them blue hearts in the chat. Paint the chat room blue for getting justice for Tyrone Davis Jr., okay? Okay, so I got Senior here. We talked about it yesterday, but I think we need to talk about it again and really break this thing down, okay? I have I have my God. I got the news channel report. We need to watch that because I have yet to watch that. Lula, the girlfriend, she's out here telling lies, talking about it happened at the gas station. Have y'all heard that mess? Press one if you heard the girlfriend say it happened at the gas station. She claims this is the girlfriend too. You see that girl right there with the smile? Yeah, that is Tyrone's girlfriend. That's Lula. That's what everybody call Lula. Tyrone is in the middle with the do rag. That's the man that died. And you see the other man at the bottom, that's his father. He's speaking out. And the woman at the top of the picture, that's his auntie. She's speaking out too. Okay. Yeah. So the girlfriend claims he bumped his head at a gas station. Then she drove under a bridge, let him out so he can calm down. Then she went back to the gas station, thinking that he was going to go back to the gas station, but he never returned back to the gas station because the homeless man said as soon as that man got out that car, he stumbled and he fell and he was unconscious in the middle of the street and a car drove off and other people had to stop traffic so they won't run his body over, and they sent him to the hospital and he haven't woken up since. And that was on December the 27th on Saturday between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. coming from Papa John's, baby. Okay, so a lot of people don't even believe that. They say she's a lying mother. Shut your mouth. So also let me just bring this up here. Let me bring this up here. Okay. Give me a second. Y'all, let's get these likes up. So everybody need to hear about this story. Everybody named mama need to hear about this story. Y'all need to get the likes up. So I got the news people up here. Let the news, I want y'all to hear what they got to say.
Lewis joins us now along Archer Road, where officers say the man was found. Kayla, what are family members saying is the most frustrating part of the investigation?
Family members of Tyrone Davis Jr. say the most frustrating part about his death is the unknown. They say they don't believe he jumped out of a moving car. Gainesville police officers say on December 27th, officers came to the area of Southwest Archer Road and I-75 after receiving reports of an injured person. Detectives say their initial investigation determined Davis did jump out of a moving vehicle while in traffic, saying he sustained significant injuries to his head. After a few days at the hospital, he died. Family members say they don't believe he would jump out of a car and say it doesn't make sense why his girlfriend, who was supposedly driving, would leave him on the side of the road. Davis's father says to him, justice is having the full story.
I'm just going to say this before I get ready to go to bed. Yeah, the cops may sit there and say, oh, yeah, well, it looked like, the injuries are the same. No, the fuck it ain't. Because if a bitch is flying out of a car, he would be scraped up. It would be more than just head.
But the news already just said that they don't believe that he jumped out the car. You see how Lulu lying already, y'all? Do y'all see how Lulu lying? So Lulu, the girlfriend, I'm trying to get to her page now. I'm gonna have to make a different thing. That girl Lulu, she lied. Okay, she lied. Let me put this up here so you know who I'm talking about. Lulu lied talking about he jumped out the car. And I can't believe, Dom, did you know that Lulu told the cops that that Tyrone then jumped out the moving vehicle? That's why they're reporting it on the news. I didn't know she took it this far.
Yes, she did.
I didn't know she went around telling the news people that. I thought she just told the mama that. I didn't know she was actually telling people that crap.
Yes, she did. I can't believe it. She might get away with this.
No, she not. We're not gonna let her get away with that. I don't like that tone, home girl.
It's sad for her to say he jumped out.
No, I don't accept that. Do y'all accept that? Press 4 if you don't accept that. Dom talking about, well, she might get away with it. Dom, my friend, but I don't like how my friend is talking, and I'm gonna call her on it. Okay? Yeah, you keep that attitude if you want to. Watch and see, honey. She ain't gonna get away with nothing. She going to jail. She going to prison. Okay? Bet on that.
We pray she don't, but that's crazy.
No, I'm not. God already said she's going. God already said it's God's will. God's will be done.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Sean, how are you? Sean? All right, I'll wait till I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
Here. Okay. You here, Sean?
Yes. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Dom.
How you doing? Glad you can join us. So I was just watching the news coverage, and the news coverage is pretty much reciting. They said about Tyrone jumping out the car. That's what initially they were told by that girlfriend of his. And I was just shocked that she actually told the news people that. I thought she just said that to the mom. I didn't know she actually told that to the news people for them to repeat it. But I could have swore I heard them say they don't even believe it. But I'm going to go back to that news article. What are your thoughts about? Did you know that the news articles was
officers say his death is?
No, I hadn't seen the news article, and I'm surprised that it was accepted by the police, because for somebody who drives on state highways for a living, he would be the last person that I would expect to jump out of a moving vehicle.
All right, well, let's play it again.
I can't hear her.
Well, TV 20's Kayla Lewis joins us now along Archer Road, where officers say the man was found. Kayla, what are family members saying is the most frustrating part of the investigation?
Family members of Tyrone Davis Jr. say the most frustrating part about his death is the unknown. They say they don't believe he jumped out of a moving car. Gainesville police officers say on December 27th, officers came to the area of Southwest Archer Road and I-75 after receiving reports of an injured person. Detectives say their initial investigation determined Davis did jump out of a moving vehicle while in traffic, saying he sustained significant injuries to his head. After a few days at the hospital, he died. Family members say they don't believe he would jump out of a car and say it doesn't make sense why his girlfriend, who was supposedly driving, would leave him on the side of the road. Davis's father says to him, justice is having the full story.
I'm just gonna say this.
All right, so you heard it. They said initial reports that he jumped out the car, and that's why he got his head busted. His head was busted wide open because he jumped out of the car.
Lord have mercy.
I don't believe that.
Did you hear that, Shine, from the news?
Yes, I heard it.
Okay. I saw another news article. I want to play this as well.
Of a man who died in Gainesville in December say the information they're receiving is inconsistent.
Gainesville police officers say his death is not suspicious. Well, TV 20's Kayla Lewis joins us now along Archer Road, where officers say the man was found. Kayla, what are family members saying is the most frustrating part of the investigation?
Family members of Tyrone Davis Jr. say the most frustrating part about his death is the unknown. They say they don't believe he jumped out of a moving car. Gainesville police officers say on December 27th, officers came to the area of Southwest Archer Road and I-75 after receiving reports of an injured person. Detectives say their initial investigation determined Davis did jump out of a moving vehicle while in traffic, saying he sustained significant injuries to his head. After a few days at the hospital, hospital, he died. Family members say they don't believe he would jump out of a car and say it doesn't make sense why his girlfriend, who was supposedly driving, would leave him on the side of the road. Davis's father says to him, justice is having the full story.
He didn't deserve this, All I really want, is answers to what belongs to me, I'm not asking for, no GoFundMes, no money, no nothing. I just want candles, and prayers and answers, And as a father, what more can you ask?
Family members and friends have been posting on social media.
Now, I don't believe that he jumped out the car. I want to know, what do y'all think? Press 5 if y'all believe he jumped out the moving car. Press 10 if you guys don't believe he jumped out the moving car. This comes from the girlfriend, Lulu. Somebody, background noise. I'm going to have to mute somebody. I'm just going to mute everybody for right now. But yeah. And it sounds like, if I was to believe it, just say that if I had to believe that to be true, it makes it sound like he wanted to take himself out of here. It's giving, in my head, if I accepted that, it's like he wanted to leave this earth. Like, who else jumps out of a moving car? Like, who does that? Who does that? Who jumps out of a moving car? And it's like, well, why did he want to get out of that car? And he didn't have his wallet on him. He didn't have no guns on him. He didn't have no phones on him. It's like, take everything. I just want to leave out. Was he that heartbroken? Was he heartbroken? But then she said that the accident happened at the gas station. So what was the cause of death? Was the cause of death the accident at the gas station, or was the cause of death when he jumped out the moving vehicle? Which one is it? And what did he bump his head on at the gas station? Where at the gas station? Was he in the bathroom? Was he in the store? Do we have cameras there? Was it the Circle K that the news article showed us? Because if you notice the news article in the news, they showed us a gas station, the Circle K, and I'm assuming that's the closest gas station there, and I'm assuming that's possibly where she said that she was at that Circle K. So it's very fishy, and the Davison family is just not going to accept this, and they're going to fight for justice. Would you fight for justice? All right. So I'm looking here. It said, nope, Gigi, he did not. If he did it, she was attacking him. I believe so too. But how can we prove this? It says whoever helped Lulu was already in that area before they arrived on that cabin trip. All right. It says, I believe she kicked him in the head with her boot. Oh my God. All right. So let's bring you ladies and Queenie, starting with you. What are your first initial thoughts about this?
I don't think he jumped out the car. The story doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right. Well, you see what the news article is pushing because of Lulu. This is all Lulu. Okay, Dom, your thoughts.
I don't think that he jumped out, because if he jumped out and fell and hit his head, why didn't she slam on those brakes, stop, and jump out? So that doesn't make sense at all. If you see him rolling out the car, you just gonna keep going? Absolutely not.
Right.
Busy assisting other callers.
Yeah, that's crazy. Tamala, how you doing, boo? What are your initial thoughts? I know you got something to say about this.
Dear God.
Tamala, let me
Yes, ma'am.
What are your thoughts about this? You heard the news article. They said the initial investigation, their initial report was he jumped out, and that's how he got those injuries and died.
No, ma'am. She said that the first when they first asked her what happened, she said she let him out under the bridge and went to the gas station herself to wait till he cooled off.
Yep.
Okay, this story came the second time. That's what I was trying to say last night.
Yep.
The gas station was the second time. He was killed, ma'am. I'm gonna say it because it's keep being in my spirit. Somewhere between Papa John's and going back to wherever they were going. That's when he was killed. And that gun and some other stuff is probably up near that highway. And there's also water there. Some people that I know that lived in that area said there's a Wawa's, there's more than one Circle K, there's a BP. And I went when they told me about it, I went and looked on there myself, the area, and there are. That's a main road. So she hit back to the highway. So they're not looking, because if they get some dogs or if they get somebody on foot to look up that highway, they're gonna find some evidence. I believe that with all my heart.
Yeah. And Tamala, you on it, girl. I love your passion and we love you. And
Yes, ma'am.
this is Tamala. And Tamala, are you gonna sit back and just allow and let the police do it and not do nothing about it?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's why I'm sitting here with my notepad and everything, putting everything together, going back over the videos. That's why I told you that one video where they was at the cabin. She was trying to give somebody, because everybody knows lately people ain't really revealing their location. But she was trying to let somebody know the location. That's why I told you something was. If you get that phone, you see that there was a lot of text messages. Her phone is incriminated. They probably don't have her phone, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of evidence in her phone, because somebody she was trying to let know after that when they was doing that little dice game, and then he walked over there by the present that she supposed to gave him, and then on the box it says something about a lock, and then when he went back to the table, instead of keeping the video on the table where he was at, she went back to the gun and then went back to that tackle box, that gray tackle box. Now, why would you go if he's at the table, why would you go to the gun and show the gun again, and the gun case or whatever, and then look at that gray tackle box? And if you see, none of her food was eaten.
All right. Well, thank you. Stay right there. Trina, what do you have to say about this? Trina? All right, let me
Yeah,
mute her.
so this is, hold on, Gigi. Let me cut this. Let me get this call off mute. One sec.
All right. Sean, what are your thoughts?
The story's definitely changed. It's out of the normal, the first chronological order that story she was telling. It's changed since now the media is telling it. I would not just let it go. I just don't believe that a man in his profession would just jump out of a moving vehicle. He did not seem like, even though he was madly in love with her, it didn't seem like he was some coward type of dude that would just go out like that. I'm sure that he knew if he could take care of her the way that he did, he could take care of another woman the way that he did. So he was the catch. She was the needy one. So I can't see him even wanting to end his own life. I don't think that his family is his father's side of the family is just gonna let it go. I don't.
I don't think they should. A lot of people yesterday came in and were saying, you know what? You should just let the police handle it. And, they've been getting a lot of feedback telling them just to be quiet and allow the police to handle it. So that's why I asked Samala that question, because I know she ain't going to let it go. And I know she knows that, hell, most cases, it's the people that solve the cases. The police need us to solve the case, the people on the ground, the people that's out here, the people that know something,
Right.
because that's where they go. They go to social media, they talk to people to get more information, to build a conclusion in the case. I just want them to look at Lulu as a suspect, because now from what the news is pushing out, it just seemed accidental, and that he just can't. They painted him like he's a crazy person, like a crazy person jumps out of a moving vehicle. Like, who does that? So I want to play this clip where she talks about his head was found busted open.
Get justice, and guess what? I'm not bothered by that extra stuff or whatever that's going on. We focus on one thing: justice for Dro. That's it. That's all. That's what I came on here to say. We will be in Gainesville at 12 o'clock. So just so y'all know, y'all want to join us, y'all know where to meet us at. Y'all can meet us there, beat us there, but we sticking to the script. We sticking to the plan. All that other stuff don't even matter. None don't matter but the justice we want for Dro. The justice we going to get for Tyrone Davis Jr. Guess what? That's all it is. I'm going to stay positive because we so... Oh, she wanted me to address my sister that he did not die of natural causes. Something happened, and we need answers. Now I'm gonna say something happened. My nephew not here. That skull busted open. The back of his head busted open. That wasn't natural. And also, they had already determined that went from jumping out no vehicle. So we already know that. So I'm gonna keep it real. No man on planet Earth could believe that happened. And then you got pizza out the car. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. Let me stay positive. Join us. Join this movement.
All right, so you heard that. You heard Press 10. If you heard, she said the head, the skull was found busted open. Press 10 if you heard that. And she also said that they determined that was not from jumping out of the car. His head found busted open was not based on him jumping out the car. If that is true, that something prior happened. And we need to find those answers. Lulu just keeps saying it was an accident, but we don't know what is the damn accident. So someone says, even if he did jump out, why didn't she stop? Why would she leave him there? Why would you leave your future husband there? You know he has a head injury from the gas station, as you say, and then he just gets out the car, and you're not going to stop or pull over to the side and put your hazards on. You're not going to call 911 because he's acting weird. I don't know about you guys, but if I had a husband and he wanted to jump out the car, I'm going to stop. I'm going to be like, okay, let me pull over. Let me pull over in the parking lot and you can get your ass out. I'm calling 911 because you're acting weird. I don't know if you have some mushrooms or something because this is awkward. This is awkward behavior for you to want to just jump out the car. And if you bumping your head and now you're acting like this, we really need to go to the 911 because something up. But why would you leave them there when you guys are on vacation? That's kind of cold-hearted. This person has a head injury. This person is somebody you supposed to love to death. Y'all argue all the time. So fucking what? And when you love somebody, who cares about an argument? Hell,
Right.
your number one concern is their well-being, their health over the argument because you love them so much and your love for them oversees any argument. So for her to leave that shit like that speaks volumes. Dom, I hear you. What are your thoughts?
And why, like, you love him so much, you and your man jumps out, you're gonna be shocked. Like, what the hell? I'm slamming on my brakes, I'm jumping out. Are you crazy? Jumping out the car? Like, the truth never changes. She has changed her story several times. That is a lie, and we need the truth so we can get justice.
All right. Let
Yeah.
me see. Go ahead, Trina. You ready?
Yes. I don't think she really liked him. He just, he a truck driver that make money, so she just was around him. I want to know also what happened to her leg. What happened to her leg? Did they have some kind of confrontation before? I heard you mention arguments. What type of arguments do they have? I know that he laughs. I only seen a few videos of him, and I noticed his laughter is real strong, real hearty, and that most of the videos he's, laughing in that manner. I want to know if he experiences, mania to, when a person gets real, real happy and then they get real, real sad. I know that nothing happened in that cabinet, or else it would have been discovered by now. And plus, they moved on from that cabinet in which, there were, he was alive at that point. So they need to be, if the family wants to know what the police have, all they have to do is FOIA the video that the police have and what they have so far in the investigation. As the victim's family, they have a right to that information anyway, but in case they want to act stupid, then just do a Freedom of Information Act request and get the video, because what they need to see is the actual incident in order for them to have some kind of closure and make sure that it wasn't foul play involved. But even if they see Dro jump out of the vehicle, will that be enough? Or will there be more questions?
Well, they can't jump out of my car because my have that safety lock. It's not gonna let you just jump out. So I don't know what type of car they got. I don't know. But those are some good questions. I can tell you this, what I know, Trina. They said Friday night is they got into a nasty argument. Now, Trina, these photos that you're looking at, Friday night, they posted these photos at 10 p.m. on all of their social medias, from Facebook to Instagram. They both posted these pictures. But allegedly, I believe, after they posted these pictures, I don't know what happened. They got into a nasty argument where people can hear them in that cabinet. And they said the police were called. And they said that night, that is when they saw the lady packing her bags with that leg. She was packing. She was very upset. And that next morning, Saturday morning, they checked out and they went to a hotel. And from that hotel, around afternoon, 2-ish, between 2 to 5, that's when they went to the Papa John's. And from that Papa John's, driving under that bridge somewhere, he was let out and left for dead.
And don't forget, he was saying in that video, you're on punishment. So I got to read between the lines. What does he mean? That y'all had an argument, so now you're trying to make it right for her right now, but she's still on punishment for whatever she did?
I never heard that, or I didn't pay attention to that. What?
As soon as he said it, the camera cut off.
Yeah, I
They were
heard
laughing,
it.
and she was standing over by her phone trying to do content, and he said, "You're on punishment," and he started laughing, and then he cut it off.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I heard
I would.
but
I would
Go
like.
back to that one,
Yes,
Gigi. You'll
you're
hear it.
off
Go back.
punishment. So will both of them on punishment?
Go back to it. No, he said she was on punishment. He said, "You still on punishment," or something like that. You got to go back to that one.
Is it on this video?
It's on one of those where they were talking, and then she went over to her phone, sitting up on the stand outside.
I would like to
And
know
I'm like,
why.
punishment? What happened?
Go ahead, Sean.
I would like to know why would the police say that it's an accident when clearly the medical examiners, the professionals, have clearly said that the head injury was not established jumping out of a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they haven't updated it yet. Maybe it's still under investigation. They're still trying to piece some things together. And they're just taking from Lulu what Lulu said. Because I remember when we were talking about the Romika case, they first said self-defense.
Yes, they did.
Because they took, the people side, Holly's side. So I think they're doing the same thing with here. They're just going to take Lula's side, whatever she says, until they find more information. That's why it's investigation until they update it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Rob, are you there? What would you like to add? Rob, are you there? Rob S. All right, I'm going to drop you down, Rob. All right. See, I got you.
Stuff was open.
Tamala. All right, I'll come back to you, Tamala.
Well, don't eat it if it was open.
I'm gonna mute her. All right. So you said it was in this video. Do you know which one it was?
I know they were outside and she was coming. I think when she was coming
Okay,
outside,
now
and he had her walk down the stairs. I think that's the
Okay.
one.
It's probably going to take me a time to figure it out, but I'm just going to take your word for it. They're talking about taking each other off punishment. I have no idea what that means. Queenie, you want to take a stab at it? What does it mean to be off punishment or be on punishment?
I guess you on punishment. Like you don't get no privileges. You can't play outside.
Huh. Okay. Trina, what do you take from that? They said that they told each other they were on punishment.
No, just him.
well,
Oh,
if
just
she
him.
if she's on punishment, right? It's Lulu that's supposed to be on punishment, right?
Yep.
Then something happened with her that he doesn't agree with,
Yep.
and you add to the fact that
Yeah.
the argument that was so volatile on camping grounds. Okay, they're on camping grounds. They're not like in the hotel where they're
Mm.
close to other people, but their argument so loud at a camping ground that the police were called. So I
Mm.
know what the police know, what their body cam show. Because look at where they are. It's like a remote location where they're in a camper. So
Yep.
how loud are you guys to where the other people called the police? And how long did it go on before they called the police? And why was it that you had to leave there and go to a hotel? Because they wasn't about to have that ninja stuff in the
Mhm.
camper or what? It must have been too ridiculous that they couldn't
Mhm.
have them as guests anymore.
Go to the one, Gigi, when she was coming out of the camper. I think that's the one.
Yeah, he do a whole lot. And everything is always recorded. We've seen over these past few years in these, relationships that are on social media or the argument is on social media, how these people crash out, kill each other and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dom, it's too many videos. I'll be all day trying to figure that little part out. So, like I said, I take your word for it. So this is the father. He spoke out yesterday. I think it's good for us to go back again. Maybe we missed something yesterday that we'll catch today.
I'm seeking justice for my son. I'm not coming on here to provoke no violence. I'm not coming on here to ask for no handouts. All I want is just answers to what happened to my son. The only reason I'm coming on here just to set the record straight because there's a lot of stuff that's being put out, which I don't have no problem with. But when it comes to playing on my name, my family's name, and I feel like this is something that had to be addressed. Waiting for some more people to come on the line. I was there on 12/29, December 29, 25, when my son was pronounced dead. There's only two ways you can be pronounced dead in the state of Florida. That's if your heart stopped or if you failed the brain scan test. A brain scan test was performed. Me, my mother, and my sister was in the room at the time. They pronounced him dead, and I will let you hear that. And it was asked, they told us that they were going to keep him on the breathing machine until the rest of the family comes to visit. Mom wasn't there, no one was there. It was just me and my family when he passed. I'm gonna let y'all hear from the medical examiners. I'm not gonna keep releasing everything that I have, but I did the homework. We went to Gainesville, we did everything we had to do. That's the reason that the ball is rolling. I was notified of my son's death almost 24 hours later, not by mom, not by girlfriend. Like I said, I'm not on here to provoke no violence, but I want the world to know that we're seeking justice for Dro. We're not grieving for rewards. I'm gonna play this here so you can hear from
So the autopsy is complete. The cause and manner is still pending at this time. Typically when it is pending, it's usually because we are awaiting additional information. To give you an estimate, it can take anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks for it to be unpended after all the information has been received. Okay, so meaning that the report is done? No, the report is not done yet. Because the cause and manner of death is still pending. We are awaiting additional information at this time. Cause, what does that mean? Cause of manner of death? So, like, yes, so what will be listed on the death certificate as the cause of death, that is pending. So that means we're awaiting additional information. So the autopsy report is not complete. The autopsy is complete. That is the examination that we performed. That has been completed, and which is why he was able to be transported out of our care and into the funeral home. But our report with the cause and manner of death is not complete because we are awaiting additional information. And can you verify the death date for me? You said 12/29/2025. Yes, and that's what you have on your report for the death certificate, right? Correct. Okay, and question, is it pending because of the investigation that's going on? No, we're just awaiting additional information. I do not have specifics, but that could be lab results, medical records, information, from law enforcement if law enforcement was involved. I don't get specifics, unfortunately, but typically all of that plays a role in us getting a determined cause and manner of death. Okay, is there any way we can get this expedited due to the severity of the case, or is it Unfortunately, we are unable to expedite anything, especially if labs are involved. That is, we don't have an in-house lab, so that would be separate from us.
I don't know.
Okay, I stop it. You say what, Trina?
I don't know why she just don't tell the man she waiting for the toxicology labs. That's the last thing to come back. That's the only thing that takes 6 to 8 weeks. They're waiting for toxicology. Find out what was in his blood, if he was, had drugs in his system, if somebody put drugs in his system, if he was poisoned before he jumped out the car, all of that stuff. They have to wait for toxicology before they give him the full report. And that's the only thing that takes that long. Toxicology.
So, so far, having played everything, what do you make of all this, Trina?
I don't like the way she's like running around the toxicology part. I don't know what the initial blood test showed, you know what I mean, when she got him in the medical examiner office, but she's definitely dancing around the fact that they're just waiting for the toxicology part. That's the only thing they're waiting for. They're not waiting for anything that has to do with the police as far as the manner of death, because the police came in and gave their report when they gave them the body. Okay, so she's just waiting for toxicology to find out what was in his blood, what was in his system. Was he, again, was he high? Does he take drugs? Was he given drugs? Was he poisoned? All of that stuff. So you have to wait for that to come back from the lab, because, a lot of times you'll see, you'll get someone in that's been in a fire, and you may think that they just died, from smoke inhalation, when in actuality, someone may have poisoned them, or maybe they were high, or maybe they were drunk and fell asleep, and died of alcohol intoxication before the smoke killed them, in which, your medical examiner report will read, alcohol intoxication, secondary cause of death, smoke inhalation. So, you have to wait for those toxicology reports to come back, and it takes a really long time.
Got it. Well, let me ask you a few questions. What did the police report say about Tyrone?
I have no idea, but you can FOIA it. online through the police station in Gainesville, or I can FOIA it for you. Want me to FOIA it for you and body cam footage?
Sure. I didn't know if you knew that or not. I was just asking. Okay, let me ask you another ones. So people are saying that if do you believe that he jumped out the car?
I don't know um, what to believe. I know that I've been on dates with, in specific, my kid's dad, he is notorious for that, jumping out of the vehicle. Let me out your motherfucker car. Let me out your I ain't never seen no shit like that. I mean, he pisses me off and I be like, take me home. And I be mad as hell till I get to, in front of my house. But baby, never would I be jumping out of a moving car. He jumps out the car, girl. I don't have a car in park or whatever. And then he'll do some shit like throw my car in park and jump out. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
people do, different shit, but I'm not about to sit up here and act like I ain't never seen a nigga do it. Like him and this dude I dated named George used to do that. And
So
that
it's
really pissed
possible.
me off. Yeah.
You think it's possible?
Anything
Okay.
is possible, but you got to have
If
proof.
he did jumped out the car, what do you think about her leaving him?
I think she bogus as hell for leaving him. Just the fact that she emptied his bank account is something in itself, but I don't know what type of privileges he gave to her. You know what I mean? Some dudes be, out here real, naive. You know what I mean? Giving somebody a wifey role that ain't your wife. And she's, but it is very telling that, she would empty the bank account, like what is really going on. That money is definitely a motive.
Okay. All right, Trina, I'm gonna come back to you. Tamala, are you there? Let me unmute you. Tamala? Tamala. All right. Maybe Tamala not here right now. Sean, are you there?
I'm backstage.
All right. Well, I'm glad you back.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, I ask you again, maybe things have changed. Do you believe that Tyrone jumped out the car?
No, I don't. And I'm not saying that it's impossible and ignorant people don't do it. It's very dangerous. But I'm just saying, I just don't think he did. Could he have had a manic moment from what the other
Yes,
panelists said?
ma'am. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
very possible. Absolutely. He could have,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
Okay, hold on. Tamala,
Yes, ma'am.
Tamala, I'm here. I think you're watching the TV.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Tamala,
I wasn't.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you're watching the TV, and the TV always give lags. So I just need you to kind of be present. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I want to talk to Sean. I'm gonna come right back to you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All
I
right.
was
Go
I
ahead.
was agreeing with the panelists about him possibly having a manic moment. I have said in previous lives that he's always laughing very animatedly, and it was just kind of strange. Either his laugh was strange and over the top, or hers was strange and wicked like. So, the only thing that bogs my brain is a few things. Her leaving him for him to be the love of her life, and the changing of her stories, like I said, in the chronological order, and the fact that the medical examiners have already said, and normally investigators go off of what the medical examiners say. They kind of put it together and come up with a conclusion, right? And they've already said that that head injury did not come from jumping or falling out of a moving vehicle,
Well, there you
and it was
go.
on a highway. It wasn't like they were pulling up to the house, pulling up to the garage, pulling up to the store. They were on a highway. That just makes no sense.
Mm.
One of those items in his hand is the murder think that's what killed him. One of them in his hand on this picture.
So who?
Shit, I don't believe it's
Sean.
that. I believe it's more than that.
Oh, who is that? Oh,
Oh,
Get the shit out of
that's
me.
Rob. That's Rob.
We was waiting on Rob like listen.
Yeah,
Got the
I'm here.
shit out of me. I
He
said, what
came in
the
real
hell?
deep. I'm
I
like,
said,
ladies.
did I play something? Shit.
Nah, I'm here. Nah,
Come up
I
in
just
here with all
believe
that Barry White. You better stop that.
Right.
I believe it's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not looking at. Like knowing Florida and knowing how Florida is structured, everything about him was authentic, and that was him and his raw, authentic self. A lot of things we ain't looking at is the shadows of her that we ain't looking at. He used to mess with a bunch of women, right? So in the midst of him changing his element of how he moved, he started pouring into her for whatever reason, whatever hole she had on him. But at the end of the day, I believe it's a shadow that we can't see that played a major part in this. Because for someone to get hit that hard, forcefully, a woman can't do that sitting in the car. So there's someone that played a part of this, and she either have someone behind the scenes working with them to cover this up, to not push this in a way where she takes the full blame for this, but ain't no way in hell or high water. This is an accident, and this man jumped out of a car. Knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob, we would love to see things through your lens. Can you walk us? I know you gave us a sample, but can you go more into your world, how you see things? Because I didn't know that he was messing with a whole bunch of women before this. Did y'all know that? I didn't know
So
that.
it's a lot of things. It's a lot of so you gotta look at things from a street perspective, right? Any man who juggling and just operating with multiple women, he got his own motion. He got his own world like at his fingertips of how he want to move and what he want to do. The whole thing about him being and her being on punishment, yeah, they had a highly playful, you know what I'm saying, sexual relationship as he had with multiple women. He said this in one of his little, you know what I'm saying, little videos that he had created, with just settling down with one woman and just moving things through that one person. She was never a main piece that he was pursuing, but whatever happened in the midst of his transition, she played her part well. But at the end of the day, what she did and what she was putting in motion to have done, maybe it wasn't her plot, her plan. But that argument that they had, for whatever reason of what that was, it created everything to happen or whatever she probably thought. Because Gainesville and Orlando ain't too far apart. That argument, she could have had someone drive down due to the context of what if the argument was that serious, she could have had someone drive down and, you know what I'm saying, assist her with whatever was going on, or just be in the area to monitor the element if anything did get out of hand. Lo and behold, it did. A man to get hit in that narrative or in that element. One, he was blindsided. He didn't see it. He ain't never even seen his life even that danger due to the context of how he was diving into her. And who was to say she not a warlock? Because ain't no way in hell or high water a man of that magnitude with that much motion going on, you gonna sit and you gonna risk everything that you done grind built and you got your whole family and this, that, and the third, and you gonna pour everything into this woman, and then she's just playing devil's advocate. She's divide and conquer. So if she cool with one side of the family, but not so on board with the other side of the family, she know who she can manipulate. And at the same time, you sitting in a car, and I get out of a car, no matter if I fail, no matter if I got hit by a car, if I got hit by a car, then there'll be multiple other elements of injuries to the body. For you to get hit to where the back of your skull moves to the front, both side, left and right side of your brain, and both shattered. Common sense is all over this. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out.
Well,
Somebody
for
else played a
us
part.
that need a rocket scientist, can you break it down
Oh, I
like in
got you.
1, 2, 3?
That's like, and
Okay.
that's like even to the point. It's like even to the point of like how she ran instantly and cleared his bank account out. Secondly, why would you even not assist the doctors and the people at the hospital with this information? Only reason why she didn't do that because now she will be a suspect and she'll have to sit. So she never implemented herself into anything because probable cause. I got to bring you in for interrogation. I got to bring you in for this. I got to bring you in for that. So she already knew what she was doing before she did it. She just was waiting around to see if he died. That was the whole reason for her going back and see what was and what wasn't. If it was him or if it was somebody else. So she could know how to move and play whatever. That's why she had all this information, phones, everything.
Well, tell me this in a street way. Why would she want to kill him? Why would a warlock want to kill him?
One, she never really fucked with him like that anyway. Because if she did, like you got to look at this. So you got to go back to remove the relationship. Look at him and look at her. How do you see her just from an outside perspective? You know what I'm saying? You look at a lot of her videos, you look at a lot of just how her character, just from outside looking, and you can see a person of how their character is, how they operate, what they into, this, that, and the third. She never said she never liked social media because whatever reason it is, speculation, that's for her. But at the end of the day, what woman doesn't love attention? What woman don't want to be praised or put on a pedestal by her man if she's really into that relationship to the element of how she supposedly should have been? But the element of her wanting to like save faces because she didn't want to be overly put out there and exposed due to the context of if something do happen, there's a trail, there's a paper trail. There's the whole element of her, the phones, the post, all these things, she's controlling what's out there and what's not out there now. And me personally, believing this, looking at it, I believe he never posted none of that shit. I believe she posted that because there was a picture that had to be painted as if there was good. So there's no timeline that can go back on where this, and this. Because if you gonna go somewhere, if I book somewhere for me and my woman to go, why would I book a hotel on top of it? Opposed to just leaving from where we at and then we go back home.
She's a witch, not a warlock. Warlock is men. She's a witch.
Yeah, I mean,
She probably do love spells.
She definitely, and I believe that's probably what, you know what I'm saying? She probably that's what I was getting to, my bad. But I believe she's definitely like having her hand in something. And if not that, she definitely had no right pure intentions, even with this whole relationship.
No.
From the beginning. Because at the end of the day, when he showed her, like even in certain posts, how he's like, you praising her, you putting on this pedestal. If you look at the pictures between them, it's like she's inviting elements of attention due to the context of how he put on the pedestal, but even to just her being revealing and just
Jezebel
like open,
spirit.
like just like boobs open, even when they was in the hotel, like she got damn near her pussy out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like, what image do you want to have with me? Opposed from the life I was already living. And I feel like, you know, nothing bad towards homie, you know, God bless his soul, rest his soul. But it's like, if you gonna make this your woman, then make it your woman. Don't price her around and allow her to do certain things, because the only thing you're gonna do is aid in abet messed up behavior.
Well, she said that's what's him. He wanted her to flaunt like that.
He probably did. He liked the attention too. She had a Jezebel spirit.
And definitely he did too. But even to the context of like, I feel like, you know, for her, even to the point with her, you know, I just believe she had other things going on that was out of his control, and she masked it very well. And he's so busy and got so much going on, he ain't gonna pay attention to those little detailed things. He's always on the road. You're a truck driver. You always gone. So there's a lot of room for a lot of things you would never see.
Yeah.
So they want your opinion about why the mother and the sister seem kind of off from the Davison family. What's your thoughts about that, Rob?
My thoughts is, I believe whatever relationship that they had, as he grew older and he got into certain things, a lot of things he wanted to get away from. But him being from Florida, you know, him that, this, that, and the third, I believe his relationship, for genuine elements of, we all know how family is. When you got a person who the breadwinner, everybody wants something, they got their hand out. But he probably came into the context of seeing that, well, they don't really, they don't really probably like me or rock with me in ways of like, you know what I'm saying, how my other side of the family is. And he probably seen things, and that was probably the element of the distance between how close one side was and another side was. Yeah, we family. I still can, you know what I'm saying, love you, but I can be distant and, you know what I'm saying, feed you with a long handled spoon. But when you go around everybody else, it's love. You see the pictures, you see this, but you don't see it as much, you know what I'm saying, attention and emotion from that side that he did with this side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even, as I was a kid, yeah, I was close to my mom and my dad's side, but I seen my mom's side more, but I loved my dad's side just because of how and what the energy was that I got from them, opposed to as I grew older with my mom's side. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that I don't love the other side, but it's just sometimes you have more of a genuine natural essence with one that another probably don't have.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It has to do with past, but I don't think you really answered why the sister came out and said the Davidson side is doing this for a money grab and they're putting out
Oh, I don't
lies
believe.
and
Yeah,
slide
I
with
don't believe
Lulu.
that. I just believe both sides. I believe one side is just gaslighting the other side or the media or whatever it is, and I feel like the Davis side, they raw and authentic behind just want to know what happened to their people.
Do you believe that he jumped out the car?
Hell no.
So you don't believe that? Okay.
Nah.
All right. Tamala, are you there? Tamala? Oh Lord.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Do you believe that he jumped out the car?
No, I don't.
Tell us why.
The reason why I don't believe that, because he loved life. If you can see all his
Facts.
videos that he posts, he loved life and he loved his kids. And
Oh
what
yeah,
was
he do
strange,
have kids.
but listen to me, what was strange to
I'm listening. Tamala? Tamala?
I think that I think the Davis and the Jenkins family have old beef that they haven't settled, and now that's playing a part in this case here.
There you go. That's it.
Got it.
No, I don't.
All right.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, I think that you're looking at the TV while responding to us versus just being in here in the stream yard. So I was asking, you said that you don't believe that he jumped out. And I was asking, can you go into why? You said because he's full of life and he does have kids. I think you were going to go more. I wanted to hear more else that you were you going to say. All right, I think it's a communication barrier. It's like a lag apart. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Um Tamala,
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's I think it's a lag on your end. All right. All right. So let me go back here. I'm gonna finish the father. He had more to say.
Like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Everything that you see is going on, I respect the genocide. I have been reaching out to them. The platform that we had for us, the candlelight visual, we did that. The songs, we did that. I'm not trying to make it a this or that situation. I'm just hoping that I can get some answers to what happened to what belongs to me. I can't stop social media, from the clickbaits and putting whatever they put out, for views. This is not about no click or no like. This is my son, a real human being. I'm a grieving father. I'm not a social media person. But when it comes to the business part, trust me, it's been done. It's been taken care of. It's not about no T-shirts. It's not about all the other stuff you hear. And I'm not going to go on because it's an investigation. But when I say I have audio, video, I have reports. I went to the cabin. I'm the one, man, my team got the ball rolling. It would have been written off as an accident if we wouldn't have went 6 cars deep to Gainesville, Florida. There's a lot of things I can't discuss at this time, but stay tuned because it will be televised. Like I said, all I'm asking for y'all is just if you know some, you see some, share it. If you can't contact my family.
All right, let's get these likes up. Y'all can do better than that. So
Yes, sir.
Zigtag says, I believed he jumped out once he was hit, and the element of surprise because she has someone hiding in the back seat
I thought
that
about that.
actually hit him and was surprised and he was trying to get away. Rob, what are your thoughts about this comment?
I did think about that, but that was kind of like I was kind of iffy with that because that would have been too close of compact. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's not something to write off. And that could be definitely something because my initial thought was, even in the midst of their conflict or whatever it was, right? When they left wherever they went and then they stopped that's why I said like Gainesville and Orlando, it ain't fall apart. Even in the midst of them going from point A to point B, someone could have drove down. Him not even knowing he going to the store, get the pizza or whatever it is. Someone could have possibly been in the car. And that's why I said it could have been someone in the shadows that we not seeing.
But
So I really
Tyrone get in the car and he don't notice another big man in that car.
it probably somebody in the back, like the little trunk, the lift up part. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. When you get in the car, you ain't really paying attention to what's behind you if you really can't see that middle console element.
I do.
I mean, for sure, yeah, of course. But in they element is dark. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was dark or it was daytime. I don't know.
They said
But
between 2 to 5 p.m. 2 to 5.
oh
So it's
yeah, well
still light.
and that's why I say I don't believe. Yeah, someone could have possibly been in the car, but at that point, nah, I don't think nobody was in the car unless somebody was in that all the way in that back, and they climbed over the seat and they hit him. And at that point, that could have possibly been a thing. But I don't think it could have. I don't know, but it's possible.
And what would they hit him with?
Either had to be a bat or something metal. Like I'm talking about like heavy metal, like titanium steel, like heavy. A barbell, a kettlebell, something really heavy.
Would they have been able to get up the momentum behind them to
And
get
that's
that swing off the way that
exactly.
they would need to for that kind of close impact?
And that's why I said, it was a possibility, but that's why I ain't really speak on it at first because I'm like, the
Right.
impact to shatter someone's skull, you have to
Right.
come behind me and swing a bat.
Exactly. You can't do that in the car or in the SUV. You
Because
just
the
don't have the
force,
room without them
you need
seeing you.
momentum. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
momentum.
So you guys, let's if you kind of just because I got an A+ in forensics, you gotta if you stick around the obvious what we know, right, and what evidence. If there was somebody in the car with her, there's going to be video footage at some point of that other person in that vehicle. I think that's unlikely. I think a real likely scenario is that she popped the trunk, took the tire rod out, hit him in the head.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think
that
for me, for sure, possibly.
argument got out of hand, like the argument got out of hand in the cabin.
Right.
They just had a
Right.
heated argument to which they had to be removed from being guests in a
Yeah.
out freaking cabin. Okay, so the argument again got out of hand. And what happened? Did she pick a weapon up from out the trunk of the vehicle and hit this man? Because he don't seem like the type that's gonna let another guy hit him, and he ain't
Facts.
no little petite, punkish type dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, he drives a truck for a living. You know what I mean? You got to have a certain kind of toughness. So I
And he's
definitely
strong.
understand what you're saying as far as him being a ladies' man. Most men who drive trucks are ladies' men. You know what I mean? They meet
Yeah,
a
you're a
lot.
southerner.
They
You're a
outgoing. You know
gentleman.
what I mean? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna date where they at, and they go from town to town, so they got to be outgoing. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
So
but what
are you all right, sorry to cut y'all off. So are y'all saying it's a level of DV in this case? Press 1 if you feel like it is DV in this case. Press 8 if you feel like it's no DV in this relationship. Sorry, continue, Trina.
Yeah, I think it's a level. I think it's a level, definitely. Anytime police have to intervene on your argument, it's a level. because, you know, everybody argues, everybody has disagreements. It's just when you need other authorities like law enforcement and stuff like that to intervene to stop the you know, the level of aggression, you know, the level of the argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and another thing that I had seen before I had joined your live and everything, I had seen that the Davis side of the family had to go bond her out of jail for something at one point.
Yeah, it's on her name that at the Ritz Carlton she had a DV situation and she
Yeah.
was arrested.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Yeah,
What did she do? So you saying she has an anger problem?
I believe so.
It's
And this
something. It's
fits
something
right in it.
definitely.
Yeah. It's
It's
like when
something
she go on
definitely.
vacation, it's like when she go on vacation, she lunge out.
She get out of pocket, like, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you gotta think about it too. You know, when you drinking and partying and doing all these other things, that's when them demons attack you. Because you actually you operate in a low vibrational state.
That spirit of Hennessy.
Alcohol,
Right.
Oh,
And
Oh
that's
my
when it happened the
God.
most.
Oh my God. So you're
That
telling me
spirit of Hennessy.
but
spirits.
we also can't forget what the witness said. The witness said he staggered out of the truck.
And that's why I say I feel that's what made me think about the
Exactly.
shadow thing. You know what I'm saying?
If you've been hit and they saying he had blunt force trauma, you'll be dizzy, disoriented, especially
Right.
if
Well,
you die
I was
behind.
piggy.
Yeah,
I was piggybacking off of what you said, Trina, about somewhere it's on video or something that something happened,
Yeah.
and then they got in that vehicle, and then they drove, and then he must couldn't take it no more. Pull over. I got to get out. I got to get. You know what I mean? And staggered out the truck, and then passed out,
Right.
and never woke back up.
And then even to the point where they said when they pulled up and his brain, like he was bleeding from the head. And that's why I feel like somebody like struck him like forcefully. Either it's whatever happened in the car or
if
from that moment to the bridge, whatever happened then. But I feel like
still,
whenever he got out, somebody hit him again.
Mhm.
if she hit him in that car, it's still blood and evidence in that car. And I
Absolutely.
don't know what car wash she go to, it's going to be a speck of blood,
Oh,
a
for
speck
sure.
of tissue
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Absolutely.
Use that type of force, you're knocking, you know,
Right.
probably tissues out of someone here along with blood. You know,
Right.
Also,
yeah.
It'll even show if she tried to clean it up.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I just don't understand why she's didn't get took in, why that car is not even being like everything should be like
You
even in the midst of like just being questioned and brought in.
you got to have enough evidence first. I'm sure they questioned her. I'm sure they questioned her.
Right.
And if they haven't questioned her already, when they do question her, she won't have rebuttals for her
Oh
lies.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be over with
Well,
when they do, but yeah.
the aunt said she's told four different stories. So I don't know if that meant she told four different stories to them, or some to the police and some to them. I don't know, but
I just feel like whoever talked to her, they probably was like a detective who came out, probably talked to her briefly, and then that was it. Just got like a statement from
also,
her.
what I don't understand,
Go
I'm
ahead.
listening, Tamala.
I don't understand why she hasn't been charged.
Yeah, it's a lot from her. I just don't understand, like, because this is crazy. All
And why
roads
she
lead to
hasn't
you.
been charged with deliberately withholding his personal belongings.
That's another thing. And that's why
Yeah,
I
the
really
family
feel
never
like
said they got
somebody is
any of that
working
back.
with them. Somebody is working with them behind the scenes because ain't no way in the hell. That's his personal possessions.
And you're not married to him, so you have to give up
Exactly.
those evidence. Like,
I
I don't
don't know
understand.
the level of permission he gave her. You know, now if the police go back and see that she's not ever made an ATM withdrawal, and then the day he dies, she empties his bank account, that's a problem.
That's a charge right there by itself.
Yeah, that's felony.
that's what I said.
That's a
If he
charge by itself.
if he did not give her permission to use his bank account, y'all don't know if he gave her permission to be or gave her or put her on his account. Y'all don't know that.
That's
You
true
got to
too.
find the police got to find that out.
I don't understand.
Cause look at him. Look at
That is
him.
true. That is true.
He got a party. He all in love. You know what I mean?
And with that gun being missing like that, that is a major charge. That is a federal charge.
I'm just saying, I just feel like this is not just like a element of like something that's just like, this is like real federal. Like this is like real, like deeply level, like private investigative, like federal, like this is not just some like local element towards how she going about doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like his bank account being dumped and emptied. And yeah, you know, it's possible that he could have put her on, you know what I'm saying, account, you know what I'm saying?
If she don't have a POA or on his bank account, she cannot do that.
Exactly.
I said that yesterday.
Now, Sean, I want to ask you a question. Now, and Tamala, I don't know why it seemed like it's going in and out. It's like a barrier. But Sean, now you said she had got in trouble before for DV. Who man was it? Can we get an interview with that man, or was it a woman? I don't know.
It didn't state. It didn't state whether or not it was a man
I
or a
believe
woman.
as this go on, a lot of things
I-
going to start coming out or coming forward. If not, they definitely working behind the scenes with somebody or somebody
Okay.
like, you know what I'm saying, like
Hold
close
on,
that they know.
Rob. Hold on, Rob. I wanted to ask Sean. Now,
But
you don't know if it was a man or a woman?
I sent you the piece that I got it from. It didn't state whether it was a man or a woman. It just stated where it happened and that she was the aggressor and she got arrested.
Oh, it don't even state if they if she bust him in the head or used something.
No, it just said that it was a violent altercation. She was the aggressor and she got arrested at the Ritz Carlton.
Is it a name on there?
What do you
The,
mean?
the victim. The victim.
No, it didn't state that. No.
Well, let me tell y'all, Lula, I know she been fucking with other men, possibly women too. Y'all need to come out and tell us what's really good with her. I know she probably got a past of busting people up in the head. I didn't think she would be so angry because she seems so sweet and lovable and sexual on the videos. You know, I wouldn't think that she'd have the spirit of anger in her. But I'm sure other people have experienced her rage, and I hope they come out and speak out and tell on Lulu. All right, go ahead, Rob.
yeah, I just look at her demeanor in a lot of situations, you know what I'm saying? Like even to the element of like, you know, like it's just a lot that's just at question for me. Just looking at it from the outside looking in. Like even to the point like when the video first started.
Hold on, Rob. What? Y'all said it was with Tyrone. That DVK she had in the past at the hotel was with No, I know you lying.
It was with Tyrone. She had a
That's what
DV.
they saying. Oh my God. Are
And
you
that's
seeing this shit, Shine?
and that's probably why they didn't want that's
I
probably why they
see it,
didn't
but that
speak on
wasn't.
so much. Because when they said they had to go bond her out of jail for whatever it was, and they just like stopped it. So it's
I
like
see
that's
it.
why I feel like they
Oh
probably
my
like have her as a
God.
major
Oh
suspicion.
my God. Stop. She been beating this man
I
for
see
this
the.
Jessica,
I
whole
see.
relationship.
she
She
has
There you
did
go.
aggressive
this shit.
spirit.
There you go.
I
She
see
did
the
this
comment.
shit.
I
You're gonna
see the
say Lulu
comment.
was
I'm just
arrested. See,
saying
there
that
you
it.
go.
I see the comment. I'm just saying that it wasn't in the article that I read.
Yeah, I know, but I'm glad they telling it because I
Yeah.
know of some females that be
Mm-hmm.
beating on a man.
Yeah,
And
then they'll
Absolutely.
they be
gaslight
like,
you.
I wish this man would leave her alone, but they keep going fucking with that woman until she kill him. You know?
Yeah.
Whoa, I would never thought she had it in her. How she come off so sweet.
Them the
Them be
ones.
the ones. Them be the
Them the ones.
ones.
That's
She
tough.
has that spirit. You can tell she's always have an attitude. You heard him when the lady
I
said,
didn't see her
"Is she
have no
gonna come
attitude.
outside?" He said, "No, she's not coming out." That means she already got an attitude, and he
But it would
knows
make
I'm not
sense
coming out
towards
there
like if
to
you
that
pay
shit.
attention to like when the video cut on and cut off, you'll see how her smile instantly just diminishes.
Yeah, definitely. When he said, "You still on punishment?"
Or whenever she noticed like the camera being recorded, like you'll see like because there was a like this clip right here, there was a moment where it's like before she noticed the camera, she was pulling away from him when he was like pulling towards her, and then
Yeah.
then she just like went in with it.
And then she
But
started
I don't know,
performing.
this tough.
Yep, she starts to perform.
Yeah. She didn't say a word when he said you still on punishment. She kind of gave like a chuckle, but he cut it right off real fast.
So, Rob, tell us this from the street perspective. What started that argument Friday night?
Whatever it was, it's probably something that he already knew. And I feel like whatever he knew about her already, he was trying to like either like shower her and change her and sway her away from whatever it was by overly doing certain things with her and for her. Because like he said, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to have something with one person and build with that one person and cheating. Like he spoke on a lot of different things. And I feel like what he was doing, he was speaking from a third person perspective about his own self and his own situation by just giving advice and just trying to like be the motivational speaker and just the positive light in certain things, opposed to just being the person who just always speak negative about people who cheat and this, that, and third, whatever it is. And I feel like whatever it was things that he was experiencing or things that he lived through and he was trying to work through.
Oh, okay. Callie, are you there? Callie.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry
Do
about
you
that, Miss
believe that he
DG.
jumped out the car? Do you believe he jumped out the car, Callie?
Not at all. And thank you for letting me come up. And I'm like, I couldn't get up here fast enough. Were you able to? I don't believe that at all. He jumped out the car. I like what he's mentioning. Did you get to watch the entire video with Tyrone Senior? Because
I
he's
did.
speaking like, okay, so that there is an active investigation going on. So I think it's almost reminds me of with any case. As much as we want more answers, it sounds like I don't know what you thought as well, what others thought, that there is an investigation going on and that, they can't really speak on as much as they want, kind of like the Ramika case, but it's all going to come out. But I agree 100%. To me, she was fake in most of the videos. And yeah, I listened to his motivational videos as well. And he was, like the gentleman just said, was always saying it was third party, but I feel like it was in their relationship. And that would make sense as to why the Davis family was the ones that bailed her out, because she was with him, Like if it was
Well,
a fight,
tell
I
me
think
this. Hold on, Callie, and hold on, Rob. How you cheating on somebody and you beating on them at the same damn time?
Right.
That's what they do.
yeah, I was gonna say that's DV.
Well,
Oops.
let's let the man hit it first. You explain that.
Oh, you're saying like
I just believe, like I said, like whatever it was that she had on him, because at the end of the day, like for you to be going through all these elements and you got like all of this going on, like what is it that she had on you where you couldn't just walk away from if you saw that that's not really, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was, and you
So you
felt it was in
think
your
that
face.
she has something on him like what?
I don't know.
maybe
For
did
him,
he cheat
because
in the beginning?
he was madly in love with her for sure. I could see that.
Maybe he did like how Rob, you just mentioned, earlier, ladies man, truck driver, making good money, looking good, sharp and, dress sharper. And I think then once he paid for the teeth, her all the surgeries, I don't even know what
Exactly.
else she got done. Because I said a couple of times when I'll be watching the videos and I'm like, that's Lulu. Like, I'm like, I didn't even, I said, that's a different woman. He had a different
Right.
one. But I was like, and also I was noticing like that I've seen many people, I don't wish that grief on anybody. But why hasn't the mom just come out and say, thank y'all for what you're doing? But like I think Rob just mentioned, I think there is a going beef. Like, I mean, you just really don't know somebody. I think she might have started because at first when I would see her pictures with the glasses and like kind of not nerdy looking, but then
Right.
I feel like she got this big head and she got on her demon time with her once she got all them surgeries done. Like what was that movie? Nutty Professor. Like when you're, like I don't think I'm pretty, or I don't think once he got her all up to part where she wanted to be and she was getting way more attention. Remember you mentioned Gigi like in the videos, like that she's like shaking
Well,
her
hold on,
behind.
Callie. It sounded like he was trying to build something up. Like he wanted to build
Exactly. It was
like
a build a
this
belt. It was a build a belt.
BBWM, this woman on the internet he can flaunt around as his own,
Yep.
like some new Nikes.
Absolutely, because I think when they first met, and I think he's handsome, to each his own. But I think when they first met, I think they're my feeling is she was insecure, and then it was like, I mean, you see people like when they get these different surgeries, they turn into another person, and then I
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
like she would, with anybody, like I have in-laws and they drink a lot, but they're different people when they're sober. So it's like, I don't
Hmm.
know if she just kept him kind of intoxicated, keep him off his square where he wouldn't be
There you
picking
go.
up on certain things. Cause I mean, yeah, you drink, you go on vacation, but I know if I like it's like just from previous family, I call it Ike and Tina relationships, that one is always just trying to keep the other one off their square. Like I
Hmm.
feel like I can't wait to hear the toxicology report because I want to see alcohol is in his system because I think like how you guys said, like he looks like a strong man. He's a truck driver, you know what I mean? But I feel like whenever you add a little alcohol, the person ain't on their square. They're not on their
Yeah.
P's and Q's that he maybe, and it was an SUV. So like how we were previously talking about, it is possible somebody could have been all the way in the back, or like Rob just mentioned, somebody drove up and met them. They're not that far apart. So that's what I'm hoping and praying. I know they can't talk now, but I hope and pray that her vehicle is already been taken. I'm praying that they're already with the investigation. Um, they're getting access, getting all that access to the phone. They don't need to have the physical phone nowadays, but just as far as, and I want to know when that money was transferred because I don't know, that's another piece that I'm like on the edge of my seat. I want when she went on the phone, and I have access to my fiance's phone. I can, it's easy to train. You get an app. She probably sometimes I know I'd even set up bank account like a mobile app on my fiance's phone. I know the login information. I know all his security questions. It's not
Hmm.
to just transfer the money. It's not like she would need to walk in a bank or go to an ATM. She's not. I don't think she's that dumb. She knows she don't want to be on camera. Do it on his phone.
Yeah, it wasn't hard for her because she had him how she wanted him, just to
And
have
I
access.
absolutely. So I think that day, I don't know. I will also be interested to know because I hear two different things. Either they only packed up and left because she was complaining so much of that's not her standard. Like you said, she was at the Ritz Carlton. She wanted that hotel. So I don't know, since they probably had to call I would like to know a couple of things. One, if it was a change of plans, and then so the cabin owner was like, bump it, y'all. What like she complained so much that wasn't what she wanted. She's not gonna stay in the camper or whatever it was. But because I
Well,
remember
from
the
what I
aunt.
heard, they said no, that people had it wrong out there. They checked in before Christmas on the 24th, and they planned to check out on Saturday, and that's what they did.
Do you
Mm-mm.
remember Gigi though that the aunt Tasha, which I love her, I like follow her on Facebook, that he was up there prior. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm so interested to know like did he went up there a few days ahead? Because if I don't know, unless I understood the video wrong or anybody else heard it a different way,
Nah, you right.
he
You
was
right
already
about that.
there. Like he set
You
up
right about that.
everything.
You
But
right
then I don't
about
know
that
how
because
they
I
only
noticed
had
that.
one vehicle.
That's what I
you
was about
know?
to say. I noticed that too in the video when he was doing everything, talking to the white lady.
Yes.
There was no other vehicle there.
Nope.
So how did he get there? You know what I'm saying? Or did she bring him and like dropped him off and she came, or somebody else brought him up there
I
and
mean, you
had
can
her meet him?
Uber. Can't you Uber?
That's true
Oh
too.
yeah, yeah, like an
That's
hour.
true too.
But it sounded like when his aunt said it, it was like he was up there all these days setting up, getting ready. It sounds like maybe because she quote unquote can't drive, you can drive in a boot. I've had one. It
Of
ain't
course you
nothing
can.
to take that
100%.
bad boy off. Yeah, like 100%. Not like, but even but like I feel like I don't know because they were in a relationship, so it's like either he had her SUV, put all that stuff up there, set up the gifts, the table, the flowers, the whole scenery, came back and
Hmm.
was like, I got a surprise for you, we're going on a trip for the holidays, and then brings her up there, and that's why it's like, oh, I love you too, like, oh, I can't stand that. I like the video for him, but like her, I don't see it. It's kind of like with, I mean, with anything, like I just go off of vibes, and I don't even know her, and I don't like the vibe at all. Like, even because when she said the "I love you too" part, she was standing in front of that camera that was on the phone
On the
that was
left side.
on on the side. So she wasn't even pointing the heart to him. She was
Mm-mm.
pointing to whoever was
To the
on there
camera.
live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question about the day he was unalive? You guys, I know it's been discussion
Yeah,
about
and
him.
everything of her emotions and her replies, everything just like, just her facial expressions, that
Okay.
wasn't genuine. That wasn't genuine at all.
Okay. Go ahead, Trina.
Do you guys know if he was the driver or the passenger? Because yeah, I do remember it being a statement about him not letting her drive because of her boot and da 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 da. And so they did not, to my knowledge, state if he jumped out the passenger side or driver side. So was he driving? And that's how she was able to get the goods on him, because he's driving the vehicle and she hit him in the head. Then hell yeah, I'm gonna jump out as well. So was he driving or was he the passenger?
That's a good question, Miss Trina. And also, just to piggyback off of that, because when they first were saying it, now again, nobody was there. The story she told, if he said, let me out, in my mind, that would be, he would be the passenger, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm driving and I'm like, I'm getting out, let me out. Like, if anything,
Yeah,
like,
if he's making that, if that statement was made, it sounds like he was the passenger. I was just asking for clarity for myself.
right. But
Well,
then, and that would
the
debunk
father's
the whole thing of her not being able to drive. Then, I mean, I think like how the family wording, she can't drive. No, she can. She obviously can.
Right.
It's just the boot. And if the boot was on the left, that is even better to prove that she can drive. So it's like, if he, out of the kindness of his heart, I believe, just didn't want her driving. Of course, she had the ankle, or I mean, yeah, her ankle was, and the surgery and all that. But in the same time, maybe like they were fussing and fussing and fussing and fussing. And she's like, come on, like, I'm not staying here another night. And then, then they just drove off. But I would
Well,
think that
hold on.
anybody,
Wait, Callie. Hold on. Now, going back to Trina, your question about the the driving. So I feel like she was driving, because if he's driving and he gets out, then the vehicle has to make a stop. And the homeless person
Mhm.
never said she got out the car to get around to get in the driver's seat. He just
Exactly.
says that he got out stumbling with the pizza because the pizza was on his lap. And I doubt if you're driving with pizza and wings on your lap.
Exactly.
So it sounds like he was on the passenger and she was driving, and the car just kept going. And she
Mm-hmm.
even said that she let him out.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the father said that they had plenty of videos and plenty of statements. So, he said it wouldn't have happened had they not come down 6 cars deep. So I am, I'm kind of um, optimistic on them getting the answers to the questions that they have. And once that toxicology report comes back, because I'm in agreement that that's what takes so long to come back, that's going to answer some questions as well, whether or not he was inebriated in any way, that sort of thing, or whatever drugs might have been in his system, for that matter.
And I think that we should just keep on talking and expressing ourselves and keep on badgering Lulu until she breaks and speak out. Hell, keep on breaking her ass. That's how they do it. The more
Yep.
y'all talk about her ass on social media,
Mm-hmm.
the more she gonna feel the need to defend herself like any other person.
And then she gonna trip herself up.
Yeah, but we gotta keep our foot on her neck. Are y'all down for it?
Yeah,
Press one if
100%.
you down for it. Press them hard. Get these likes up so it can spread, because a lot of people still don't even know about this case. So we need
Mm-hmm.
to spread this awareness so they can just be just as mad as we are. And hit up Lulu, and we need to find out any friends, boyfriends, girlfriends she had, because I think that if you have a DV feeling for one person, maybe, in your past, you have done the same with prior other
Priors.
individuals. So I think they need to come out and, tell what happened with them.
And another thing we need is her real name. Like, what is her real name? It's hard to find out information based on someone's nickname. What is her real name? I'm sure it's not Lulu.
I believe they said start with a K.
Kiara.
Do you know her last name, Sean?
No, they never said a last name. They said it's either Kiara or Kiera, by the way it's spelled. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the Davison family can get that.
Name. We need her real name out here.
Yeah, the Davison family can get that. I would think it'd be on a police report when then she talked to the police.
Absolutely. It should be on the paperwork.
Yeah, it's some document somewhere. All right. Well, we are short on time. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming up here. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Trina, girl. Ooh, Trina, you know I be listening to you on these panels, on these other platforms, cussing people out, and I love it. Okay. Shout out to Rob.
I appreciate your love. I appreciate
Yeah,
all y'all.
please come back, Rob. We need you, Rob. We need your point of view. All right, but I'm out of here. Dom, you know Dom.
Yes.
Dom, what I see you at the messy sweet spot.
Yes, I'm getting ready for work, but you know how that goes. So,
well, hurry up and get in.
When you going in?
Now.
Oh, okay, I can do it.
All right. Love you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and I'm out. Bye.